So come on in, take a sip, let's wind down. We got ourselves a Saturday puzzle, which, oh my gosh, depending on your mood, they can be quite tricky. So let's see what we've got in this thing. And today, just having another one of my favorite Bartolinos, just a simple Italian dry red that I find exuberant. So let's wind down. Let's jump into this grid. Let's see what we got. Looks like we've got a Katie hoodie construction edited by Joel Faliano. Our best to wheel shorts. And let's go ahead and hop into this sucker. Let's see what we got today. It can't be. Well, that's impossible. Looks like it'll fit there. Ice planet in the Empire Strikes Back, and that is Hoth. And we all know the joke should have been called Kolth. But nevertheless, like Mount Terror and Mount Terra Nova, and these are in the Antarctic. You know, I am such a geography nerd. That and flags. I don't know what it is about flags. Anyway, maybe that's impossible. Impossible. And let's see where that takes us from here. C51 down, don't know. Blissful stretched, don't have enough yet. Ally. I mean, is that a noun or a verb we're looking for here, right? You know, so co-creator and co-star of Netflix is the Upshaws, and I can't remember that for the life of me, but I did just read about it. Had a side convo on Zoom, for example, maybe I ammed. Approaches briefly, perhaps these are modus operandi or MOs. Took in a bad way. Displayed. Is this an I? Make an example of? Yeah, I guess it could be. We could be citing something. So I think this might be on view. Okay, so it's kind of hard to check a whole lot on these really long crosses, right? When we got to get more downs to check it. So I'm not really guessing a whole lot. I'm trying to go with what I think I know, and then maybe seeing if I can check myself with that. Narrow peninsula with an S, 4 letters. I guess that could be a spit. Something we used in the Army during land nav and map study, but I've never seen it on the civilian side of anything. Insectoid moon dwellers and H.G. Wells' first men in the moon. Oh, I actually should know this. I just can't remember. Is it Selenites or Selenites? I don't remember. I think it's an ites, though. I guess we could put ites in there. I feel pretty confident with the ites. Well, I'll be darned. Well, yeah, I guess that could be gee whiz. So, let's see. Let's see what we got here. Kind of checked that in its own way. I don't know. What is this here? Set against. So the set against. So you got the ayes and the nays. You got the anti. I thought it might be Selenites or whatever. I'm going to go with the nays on this one. And textures offline, I guess, would be IRL. Polish roll. Blenny? I can't remember. First name in classic horror films. I think that'd be Lon, as in chaining. Blissful patch could be an Eden. So corporate figures. I used to do this for a living a long time ago. I was a designer, an artist who worked in advertising. I designed logos, shot TV commercials, wrote jingles, illustrated billboards. Yeah, an artist for all occasions that did not want to be poor. That's why I sold out. Oh, let's see. Blissful stretch looks an awful lot like a honeymoon period, which all comes to an end, does it not? Let's see. Nobody can do this alone. Well, clearly this looks like it's asking us to come up with it takes a village. Okay, so yeah. All right. I just thought I'd check and make sure that the other camera was recording. I thought, I don't want to miss that. So took in a bad way could be poached, and that is a pretty bad way to take something. Blank Thai, Vietnamese fruit cocktail, and a dish Thai. A pair of accessories. Do you see it in there? This is absolutely some of the stuff that I hate the most in grids, right? Pair of accessories. Well, you've got two pairs in the word accessories. You got S's and you got C's. Oh, gosh. Just talk about inelegant in every way whatsoever. But I'm assuming, hey, sometimes you just can't make it work otherwise. I mean, chickpea, for example, I guess is a seed. No, I'm kind of think of it as a bean, but, you know, again, it's a seed. Plant one, it'll grow. LA Museum with thee, and I think this is the Getty. Doesn't breathe easy. Is it just me? Maybe am I nuts? One we want to check though for sure. Lake blank, body of water spanning 4 African countries, and that's Lake Chad. And I gotta get the D in there. Letters on old kopecks, and those are Russian pennies. So I guess that would be CCCP. Ally could be to team up. So I guess we were talking about the verb. Put down could be shamed. And yes, Wanda Sykes, that's right. Brother of Lek and Czech and Slavic lore, and that would be Rus. Not if I didn't have the R and the if I didn't have most of that word, I would not have known it. But I remembered because I had it. I just saw anybody thinking, "Oh my God, what do you not know?" No. There's a lot I don't know. I'm waiting on crosses and downs. I'm waiting for intersections to help me remember. Word before tip or after top. But I guess it's a hat. Made it. Maybe came. Boiled down. Well, it can't be decant, because really what you're doing is you're filtering or letting something settle. Satisfy a midday craving. I guess we're going to nosh on that one. So I guess this is to decoct, which I have not seen or heard in years. What a wonderful word. Doesn't breathe easy. I guess sucks wind. What's the W? What flashers do? Perhaps worn. Unless you're talking about somebody in a trench coat with nothing else on underneath it, and I don't know how you'd fit that with 4 letters starting with a W, but. Online home services marketplace. That A. What is that? Used to be what? Angie's List or something, but now it's got a whole new thing. Lofty passages could maybe be skyways. Mars, for example. Well, could fit in a war god. That's another thing. I am a big nut for all things, mythology. I love the Roman gods, the Greek gods, the Hindu gods, the Norse gods. I mean, I just think it's the coolest thing to study on these things. It's really neat. Legal VIPs. Oh, who knows? Anna Blank, first Italian to win an acting Oscar, and I think that's like Magnani. I don't remember. Lubricants used in oil drilling. I guess those are muds. Is persuaded of, maybe buys. And legal VIPs, maybe attorneys general. I'm going to go ahead and put it in Magnani. I got to keep in mind, though, that could be way wrong. I just think that's who that is. Online home services marketplace. Is it just Angie? Seems like I've seen a commercial. Little warbler. Anytime you see something avian related and it's 3 letters, just go ahead and just put in a tit, because that's what they're looking for. And if you have a little inner 12-year-old, you can kind of snicker at yourself. But unable to make progress. So maybe hitting could be a dead end. Ain't gonna make brick wall fit in there. Just made it. Good point. Character played by Kieran Moore in David and Bathsheba, 1951. I mean, all I can think is... I haven't seen the movie, but I know the biblical story, and I'm assuming this is who played Uriah. And disgruntled grunts, maybe Uggs. Can't not informally, maybe gotta. So I guess a good point could be a pro. And then just made it could be a phew. Let's see. Verbally backpedaling, maybe eating one's words. School. California school, less than an hour's ride from Tijuana. And I guess that's probably San Diego State. I think, aren't they the Aztecs? If anybody knows, let me know. I think those are the Aztecs, though. TCU used to play them when they were in the Mountain West or whatever. Mountain biking move akin to a front wheelie, and I think those are called endos. Takes for a ride. Plural form of one down. This. In dialect. These. Okay, got it. All right. That was actually pretty clever. I don't know where that W and that S came from, but hopefully we got it fixed, and hopefully I caught any other fat fingering. Takes for a ride could be drives. And let's see. Un color on El Salvador's flag, and I guess this is azul, Spanish for blue. Takes to heart, maybe heeds. I would have probably thought hears, like I hear you. Direct flight could be a beeline. That's nice. No longer being drafted. Lists transcendental etudes. But don't ask me what key. I can't remember. If I had to guess, I would say G major. I don't know. No longer being drafted. Is this an N? Zest for life. I guess that could be Cin. Grammy-winning singer who has recorded in several fictional languages. I guess it would be Enya. And God, I have loved Enya since I was like a teenager. Find, maybe discovery. And, I see. No longer being drafted, so it's been sent. Future doctor of osteopathy's exam would be a NEMCAT. Melodramatic cry of appreciation, maybe I guess this is my idol. I'm glad I had something else to go with. I would have thought it was my hero, and that probably would have held me up for a bit. Invite, qualifier for short, bring your own, perhaps. And a Donnybrook is a brawl. And I think this is it. See, what did I tell you? How do we do, Bob? I'm so glad to see that. There's nothing worse than seeing that. Almost, or just about. Like yesterday where I had misspelled a word, unfortunately. But hey, it is what it is. Let's see. So we had a 12:54 for Saturday time. Not terrible. Don't know how quickly could have gotten through it if I would just shut up. But then again, I don't know. There's so many out there who... Let me see if I can open up the puzzle, though. I meant to open it. Okay. So we don't have any fancy animations, no colors or anything here. On the whole, it's just a very clean, tight grid. I enjoyed it very much. Nothing that really stood out to me other than I kind of liked the Russian pennies making their way through there. Kind of nice to see Lake Chad. Stuff that you don't always see at all, really. And to be honest with you, I think Uriah was great, and how they pulled that out. But at the end of the day, just a fantastic puzzle. I enjoyed it. I'm glad we got the chance to do this together. So let's go ahead and tap this on out of here for now. And before we bring down the see you later slide, I just want to say a special shout out to our legacy community and to our new community, people who've just subscribed and become part of our little group here. After all, 17 across, it takes a village, after all. So, and it does, right? And that's our little village, right? So we're just solving and having fun times. But I really appreciate the commentary. Some of the kindest things I've seen in a very, very long time. I really do appreciate it. So thank you for every bit of that. Also want to say thank you for liking. The likes tell me that we're doing something right. And, you know, obviously the subscribers, you know, are growing and we're getting there. So amazing. Anyway, so with that said, let's go ahead and bring down the see you later slide. Until we see you tomorrow for the extraordinarily huge Sunday grid, which may be challenging and it may not be, and we'll also knock out the mini. Next week, we're going to try to start doing the Guardian Cryptics, the big one, but it should be fun. But until then, ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Auf Wiedersehen, Tschüss, Servus, Grüß Gott, Ciao, Cin-Cin. Be good to yourselves. Be good to your neighbors, and be nice, especially to the person behind you in line. You take care now. See you tomorrow.